Do you think positive mental attitude and mindset is important to help you run your business? This channel is all about helping business owners make more money and have an easier life. And we specialize in helping family run businesses, couples in business. A lot of people that we work with are in some sort of creative industry, but I've been helping business owners for best part of 35 years. And I've learned over the years that no matter what trade you're in, whatever business you do, your positive mental attitude, your mindset, your thinking is more important than anything else you do. It's the number one topic that I talk about all of the time, either directly or indirectly. And if I don't talk about it, I do everything in my powers to demonstrate it. I turn up with a positive mental attitude. I turn up thinking positively in a frame of mind that we're going to win. Because if I'm talking to my clients and they say to me, "Oh, so it's hard today, Kev. It's so difficult, the cost of living." And I go, "Oh yeah, it's so hard. I agree." I wouldn't want to attend that meeting. So my view is I can't be like that. I have to lead and set an example. Now, when I started 35 years ago, I didn't get this, but I was given some good books. The Magic of Thinking Big by, I'll dig his name out, I can't remember his name. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And subsequently, I've read Outwitting the Devil, also by Napoleon Hill. And it's probably my most favorite book of them all. And I've read lots and lots of other books as well. So reading books, attending seminars. I've attended thousands of seminars over the years, listened to all sorts of people, from the late, great Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, all sorts of people I've listened to over the years who have been really influential to helping me with my attitude and my positivity. Now, am I positive all the time? I struggle sometimes, just like the rest of us. But in this video, I want to share with you the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, which is a quote that Earl Nightingale said on his very famous recording from back in the 1950s called The Strangest Secret. You should go and listen to it. I have listened to it thousands of times. It was originally given to me as a cassette tape, and I listened to it in my car over and over and over again. It just captured the entire essence of positive mental attitude for me and led me to become inquisitive into this world as to how important it is. And I said back at the beginning of this video that it is, I believe, fundamentally critical to the success of your business. Now, the first thing, of course, is what do we mean by success? The progressive realization of a worthy ideal is absolutely the perfect way to describe success. Because, as Earl says, you could be a school teacher and you want to be a school teacher and you want to be the best school teacher. Well, you are experiencing the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. You are aiming and going about your day to be the best school teacher you possibly can, and you will get better and better and better. You can take that with any profession. You could be a stay-at-home mum looking after the children, and you could say to yourself, I want to be the best mum or dad. I want to be the best parent. And that is your progressive realization of a worthy ideal. It's not the number in your bank account. It's not how successful you are to your friends and family. It's not the car in the garage. It's your version of your progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And whatever that is, you will encounter all sorts of emotions and thoughts and habits and feelings and actions along the way that will help and hinder you. And I say help and hinder you because you will find that you will have thoughts. Do you ever sit there sometimes in peace and quiet and your brain goes off randomly at thoughts, or you're doing something and suddenly in comes your brain a tune and you can't get rid of it, or a thought and you can't get rid of it? I will literally be out cutting the grass one day and I'll have an imaginary argument with somebody in traffic and I go, what are we? It's a made up story. I try not to argue with people in traffic, but I'll make up a story in my head. I'll go, where is this thought coming from? I don't know. It's just randomly coming into your mind. Thoughts do bombard us. They arrive. They arrive because things happen. They arrive because we're distracted. They arrive because our imagination is running. They arrive because of all of the stuff that's going on, particularly if you're on the internet and you're scrolling as well. You've got stuff coming at you all the time. And they're going to trigger thoughts. In amongst all that, those thoughts are going to trigger some emotions. Good or bad emotions. Okay? Some things are, that makes me angry. Oh, that makes me happy. No, actually it doesn't. That's what I learned about this. You decide to be angry over that thought. You decide to be happy over that thought. Now, we're not going to stop being happy when the happy thoughts come. It's like, yeah, I'll be happy. But do you ever find yourself having a bit of an angry thought, being cross with somebody or something, and afterwards on reflection, oh, why am I getting cross with them? I'll give you an example. My parents. I have a pretty good relationship with my parents, but I noticed as I was getting older and they were getting older, they started to frustrate me and irritate me. I was like, oh, for God's sake, oh, your hard work, things they would say, and my coach explained this to me so well. And when he explained this to me, it changed everything. All I have to do when I'm with my parents is just accept that they're doing the best they can. And as soon as I go, hey, that's great, Mum, you're doing the best you can, in my mind, I let it all go. And that thought, then just whatever she says or does that triggers a negative thought in my mind, I let it go and I change the emotion to a happy one. Isn't it great, my mum's doing her best? That's the sort of thought that changes. Now, to change that thought, I had to work on it. In other words, I had to build a habit. Took a little while. Took about 3 months to change that habit. But after I changed that habit, and I've noticed, because I'm sharing this with you here, that I changed that habit probably about 4 years ago. And it now sits really nicely with me. Whenever I see my parents, I almost automatically have that first thought about them. Hey, you're doing the best you can, Mum. Is there anything I can do to help? Are you okay? Rather than, oh, for God's sake, Mum. Oh, for God's sake. Which is what I used to say to myself, and sometimes out loud. But of course, then all of that leads to actions. And so our thoughts and our actions create habits, and there's emotions in there. So thoughts and emotions and habits and actions are what goes on in our mindset. And if you look at what goes on with all of that, you're going to end up with a result. Note I said result, not good result or bad result. Because of course the result is the result of your actions, of your thinking, of your habits, of your emotions. And so if it's a bad result, you've got to ask yourself the question, what was going on in here? What caused the bad result? What did I do? Now, if we relate that to business, I'll share in a moment 2 people that I've known for a very long time who are similar age, running similar businesses, similar in nature, where one person has become extremely successful and one person is failing. And it is all to do with their thinking. Because if you have good results, if you think about your thinking, and that's the essence of it. If you can think about your thinking, if you can stop and analyze what you say and what you think about, your self-talk, what do you say to yourself all the time? What language do you use? What words do you use? Are they positive? Are they negative? And many words are stealth. You think they're a positive word. I'll try. Isn't a very positive word. You're either going to do or you don't. The old joke about it is you either have a baby or you don't. You don't try, right? Try is not a very positive word. You're either going to do or you're not going to do, because it's a positive decision. And so the thinking and the language we have is important, because it then drives the actions that we do. So if you take your business and you say to yourself, we need more customers, but I don't like sales, that's a thinking problem. And if you don't like sales, then you've probably got a habit of not doing sales, or not doing sales very well, or marketing very well, because it's driving your emotions that you don't like sales. And a lot of people are like that. They are, I don't like sales and marketing. Well, you're in business. You kind of have to. Somebody somewhere has got to sell something to somebody, otherwise you don't have a business. So we have to change our thinking about sales and marketing. We have to change our thinking and the habits around it, and we have to change the emotions around it. Because if we change our thought process about sales and marketing, and we changed our habits about what we did, so instead of, and this is where, using this as an example, where some of this is driven from, the reason you don't like sales and marketing is because the thing that you're doing doesn't work. Well, I've posted on social media and I've got nothing. I went to 3 networking events and I got nothing. What a waste of time that was. I put an advert in the paper, nothing came from it. Therefore, marketing doesn't work. Yeah, you're right, your marketing doesn't work because your attitude towards your marketing is very poor. You need to learn the actions of marketing. You need to learn what good marketing is. You need to learn the skills needed. You need to slow it down and do one thing really well. Get that working and build a habit of doing something well and consistent to then build and add to it so that you change your emotions about marketing. If you went and did some marketing and it worked and it brought you in twice as much business and you made twice as much money, you probably would end up a bit happier. And therefore your thinking about marketing would change, and then your habits would change and your actions would change because you would be doing the right thing to get the right results. So that's an example. We have situations where clients struggle with staff members. Wow, this staff's a stinky staff. They don't do their job properly. They're a pain in the arse and yada, 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 all these problems. Okay, yeah. Staff say the same things about the bosses too. They also whinge and moan about the bosses, right? There's an attitude problem between everybody. Why? Communication, thoughts, emotions, habits. Time management, another big issue, is caused by your thinking. I've never got time to do the things that I need to do. I'm always interrupted. Emotion. Okay, emotionally you feel like you're always interrupted. Emotionally you feel like you've got no time. We've got 24 hours in a day. If you feel like you've got no time, that's a feeling, an emotion. That's your thinking that's causing that. But it's also your habits and your actions that are also triggering that. So therefore, if you've got something to do and you need to sit quietly and do it, put yourself in a room, shut the door, put a big sign on the door that says go off, right? And sit and do the thing you need to do for as long as it takes to do the thing that you need to do. Then you've done the really big important job that's going to move the needle on your business. Now you can step out and look after the people who want to interrupt you. Better still, don't have a policy of open door policy. I'm here to help you. No, book an appointment. Our team who want to talk to us on a regular basis have regular slots in the calendar where we all agree that, I tell you what, on Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock, we'll have a meeting. We'll do a video call. You bring the problems to the table, we'll solve the problems, and off you go. Vicky and I run our business together. Every Monday morning, we have our own mini mastermind meeting for ourselves to plan the week ahead, review the previous week, and every quarter we do our quarterly goals where we've just done them for this quarter 2 of 2026, just as a timestamp of this video. We've just sat down for 2 whole days and done our big picture plan and our plan for the next quarter. And the reason it took 2 days is because when we started planning things out, we came up with some ideas. Oh my God, we need to think about this. Now, we didn't sit in a room with a whiteboard and work hard. No, we went for a 2-hour walk with the dog and talked. We went and sat in a nice restaurant and had lunch and talked. We sat down on the sofa with our notebooks and made some decisions. And we did that over 2 days and allowed our brain to percolate and came back and went, what do you think? Yeah, that's a plan. Should we make some notes about it? Yep, that's our plan for the next quarter. Great. Now we've got something to check in on every week. But we do it with a constructive method of calendar control. Not one client has the ability to randomly phone me, reach out and knock on the door and go, oh, have you got a minute, Kev? No, right now I'm busy. I'm doing a YouTube video and I'm struggling to get this one out today, so I don't want to be interrupted again. So you control your time. So these then become the habits and the actions. Therefore, that drives the emotions and the thinking. The emotions are, I can breathe, I can think, I can do the thing that's important rather than 25 other things that I know are important but I can't do right now. My thinking about all of it comes. My thinking now is, we have a great business. We have a great business because it runs smoothly, it's calm, it's controlled, everybody knows what they're going to do, and we just slow it down a little bit and it works, rather than everybody trying to get hold of me on as it used to be many years ago. My clients used to get hold of me in the evenings because they knew I'd be at home, and this was before mobile phones, because that's when they could phone me. And I used to get home from being out on site with clients and going to the office, and I'd get home, and at 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, the phone would start ringing. And there'd be times I'd be still on the phone at midnight because clients would go, just got a minute. Got a minute. I know you're busy. I'm sorry to phone you so late. Got a minute. Because their urgency, their thoughts and emotions and habits and actions was, let's get hold of them. But I allowed it to happen. So this whole process is part of the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Now, of course, if you don't have that goal to go for, if down the line here, there is no goal, nothing to aim for, no target to aim for, then you're going to be like a rudderless ship. You're going to be in the harbour, trying to get at the harbour, but there's no rudder to direct you out through the gates, and you end up probably smashing against the walls. Pinch that little story, Earl Nightingale, The Stranger's Secret. We need to know some direction of where we're going. We need to know what it is we're aiming for, whatever that is. And if we know what we're aiming for, then the actions and the habits that are going to get us there, the actions and the habits are driven by the emotions and the thoughts. This is the little formula, if you like, that's going to help us achieve our goals. But of course, habits are hard to change. Anybody who's tried to give up smoking or go on a diet or give up something, it's hard. And that's the good news about habits. Once you've created a good habit, it's hard to change. If you've got good habits like, cleaning your teeth, or the way you run your office or your workforce, if you've got good habits in your business, that's why you're having some success, because it works. Then, of course, you can build on those habits and create yourself standard operating procedures, because that's what standard operating procedures are. They are habits of the business. You're a new employee. Here's how we do the job. Follow it to the letter. Let me show you how it's done. You show me how it's done. You've got it. Now keep doing it. Keep doing that habitual thing to make it work. And if you're in the technology space and you're looking at things like AI and things like that now, guess what? AI will be brilliant for you if you have standard operating procedures. If you have a process, an end-to-end process that from here to here, you get to here, AI can help you do that. But if you're all random all over the place, if you've got a business that says, hey, when a customer comes to us, it depends what we do with them. Depends isn't a very good habit, because it's chaos. And this is where some of the chaos comes when we talk to our clients. They've got chaos in their life because they don't have processes. They don't have habits, or they don't have good habits. They have bad habits. So the mission in amongst this statement, the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, is to set ourselves a goal. One of the reasons we sit down and think about our goals for the next 5 years, chunk them down so that we've got goals in the next 90 days. And from those goals in the next 90 days, they are stepping stones towards the bigger picture. We can then get highly focused on the important things to do, eliminate all the noise, eliminate all the distractions, get good work habits, good health habits, good time management habits, good relationship habits, good habits to even have fun in your life. Don't forget to have fun, okay? And therefore the actions that we do then are spread amongst all the important things in life. It's no good just working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Great, you make some money, but you probably won't have a family waiting for you at the end of it. They'll hang around for a little while, but eventually they'll get fed up with it. Okay, so our thinking is really important. And I hope in some way this has helped you understand the importance of it. And to finish up, I mentioned these two guys earlier who I've known both of them for over 30 years. One of them, their business and their success is on the up. They've done well over the years. They've had some tough times. They've had some ups and downs in their career. But things are going well. And the reason things are going well, the conversation this week was, fuel prices are up at the moment, but it's okay. I've adjusted my pricing for my customers. I've made sure that the guys who are running the machines are being a bit more sensible about the fuel. I've costed it in properly. It is just what it is. It's not going to stop me. I'm getting on with it. And in getting on with it, I'm learning a few ideas that we can utilize going forward. In other words, he's in a positive frame of mind, despite the fact the economy is giving everybody a bit of a kicking, because he's saying, well, that's okay. I'm going to adjust my actions, change the habits. I'm going to lift my emotions. And as his words were to me last week, some people are a little bit glass half empty and some people are a little bit glass half full. He said, I choose to be glass half full in these circumstances, because guess what will happen? His becomes a more positive experience. Okay, he's got good thoughts, good actions, good habits, and he's ending up being a happier person as a result of it. My other client, again, I've known for a very, very long time. I used to act for his parents when they ran the business. He's now saying same things: energy crisis, costs going up, wages going up. Oh, it's so hard. Customers are hard to find. It's difficult. He's been saying that for a long, long time. And no matter how much I help our clients, some of them will rise to the challenge and become glass half full. And sadly for this fella, we're now talking about putting his company into liquidation because he's given up. His mental attitude towards this is very much on a downer, and he's given up on everything, blaming the government. And as much as I can say things to him and encourage him and put my arm around him and say, come on, mate, we can do this, I can't force him to do it. I just can't force him to do it. So I hope that helps you in some way. I hope that helps you understand the importance of why good positive mental attitude and good mindset really does drive your business forward. If you've got any comments, leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.